Okay, so for tip number one, we're going to show you how to change the color of his black hat. Okay, so first things first is we want to zoom in. So let's press Z on the keyboard, or you can just click Z, or you can press the zoom tool to the left. Okay, now let's zoom in on his hat like so. Press H on the keyboard so the hand tool can pop up. So you can have this in the middle. And what we're going to do is we're going to trace around his hat so we can create a selection. So there's a couple of different ways you can do that, but today we're going to use the magnetic lasso tool. Okay? So we're going to click on the corner of the hat and just simply drag the mouse up. So you got to take your time to make sure you select the hat. Good. Also, if you make a mistake, only thing you have to do is press the delete key on the keyboard and keep going. Now around this area, you want to take your time because you can see that his hair is also black, and we don't want to use his hair. And if you need to, you can use the mouse to click certain points where you want it to go, just to make sure you're selecting around the hat. Also, you can see the shadow underneath it. You don't want to select that either. So we're just going to click a few times, go down, keep clicking until we get past the shadow. Okay. When you get to the point right here, we see the circle pull up. You just click, and now it's done. Now we have it selected. We need to go up here to select color. Go to color range, and we want to select the hat. You can increase the fuzziness. Just make sure you have that around this area should be good. Okay, for this particular image. You press OK. Now what we want to do is create an adjustment layer. And we're going to click on selective colors. Now over here in this panel, you can make adjustments in the color of the hat just simply by going back and forth. So neutrals. And you can start to see the hat start to change. It's purple, brownish, green. You can zoom out. And that's just a quick way to change the color in the image. It looks very good too. Okay, tip number two. I'm going to show you how to blend this vehicle into this background a little bit better. Right now you can see the background is at nighttime and this vehicle is like real yellow and real bright. So what we want to try to do is match it into the background better so it looks good. So one trick is to change the ambient lighting on the vehicle. So first things first is you want to create a new adjustment layer right here at the bottom. You click here and press solid color. After you press solid color, you want to select a gray, about 50%, as close as you can get it, and press OK. Now you want to go into your effects and click on luminosity. So right here you can start to see the ambient colors pop out a little bit better. But one thing we can do is you can click on adjustment layers again and click on hue and saturation and adjust the saturation a little bit higher so you can see the ambient colors better. So right there should be good. So as you can see, the background is very cool and blue and the vehicle is warm and orange. We're going to change this orange color and make it a little bit bluer so it matches into the background better. So let's press shift and group these layers together, Control G, and we're going to name this ambient light. Next, click on the layers, the layer with the vehicle, and we're going to create another adjustment layer. This time we're going to use selective color. So with selective color, we want to come over here to this color palette right here and click on neutrals. And what we want to do is start to adjust the colors of the vehicle to fit the background. Make sure you click this button right here so you're not affecting the whole entire document in just the vehicle. So click there, and you see this arrow just showed up. Now it means that you're just going to, the effect is just going to affect the vehicle. So let's see what we have to change here. We'll just make some slight adjustments to cool off the vehicle to make it bluer. And that's a little bit better right there. So you can just check and see, you can cut it off the layer to see what the before and after. See, it's much brighter. Right now, it takes in the background colors and you can see the effects better and it blends in. It looks more realistic. Okay, so that's how you match the ambient color. Okay, next we're going to show you how to take this family out of the background. So we just imported this image into Photoshop. And in order for you to make edits to it, you have to right click on it and rasterize the layer, which I already did. So this right here, this selection would have been dark, and you would click on rasterize layer. And now you'll be able to make edits to it. Next, let's click on the quick selection tool. And we're going to go click and go around this image, click and hold, and just select the pixels we don't want there. And we're going to delete this section out. Now we're going to go over here to this section and delete this out as well. So hit delete. So now the background is pretty much completely gone, but I see a few edges around here. So what you want to do is click E, go to the erase tool, and you can just go around and erase. You can make this circle bigger by pressing the brackets on your keyboard, the right bracket. Or the left bracket to make it smaller, the right bracket to make it bigger. Okay, now let me show you another example real quick. So this image, it has a lot more going on in the background, but the quick selection tool still will allow you to take him out pretty seamlessly. So let's click on quick select, and we got to make sure this layer is rasterized as well. So right click, and then go to rasterize layer. Quick select. And we're just going to go around, click and hold. I'm going to do this in chunks. Take that out, delete. 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 And delete. So that's just a fast way for you to clean up an image and, you know, use it for whatever you need it for. So you still see the edges. You just sometimes you just got to erase it. Click on the E. And just go around and erase it. That's simple. Okay, tip number 4. I'm going to show you how to use the double document view so you can edit better, as well as I'm going to show you how to use the clone stamp tool. So first, you want to go up here to Windows, click on Arrange, New Window. So what we did was we just created a new window, and these two windows are the exact same thing. They're linked together. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So let's go to Windows, Arrange again, and click on 2 up vertical. So now you have the same two images side by side. And when I say they're linked together, what I mean is whatever you do on this image will show up on here. All right, let's go. Let me show you an example real quick. Click on the brush tool, make a line, and the line shows up on this window as well. Okay, so let's backspace this, hit Control Z. Now, also I said I was going to show you the clone stamp tool. So you see these tomatoes at the bottom? We're going to take out one of them. So it looked like it was never there. So let's click on Z or zoom. And zoom into this tomato right here. And now we're going to click on the clone stamp tool. Which is right there. Shortcut key is S. And what you have to do is press Alt on your keyboard to select the area that you want to use to cover up the tomato. And you just go around and you tap it lightly. Sometimes you might have to readjust your source so it doesn't pick up that. Press Alt. And as you can see, everything we're doing over here is showing up on this side. So just a good effect that helps you with your editing. So you don't have to keep on zooming in and out. So we can take our time and make this as perfect as possible, but eventually the tomato is going to completely disappear. Yeah. And that's basically the clone stamp tool. It's not perfect right now, but you guys get the idea. Okay, for tip number 5, we're going to place an image inside of a font. So first things first is you want to go find your image, file, place embed, and we're going to use the tropical beach. We're just going to drag this image out to fill out the space. Press enter. Now we want to go find the type tool. The shortcut is T on the keyboard. So we're going to click right here and we're going to spell out vacation. Now, so we want to make this as big as possible and make sure the letters are bold so it stands out. And this is it's a cool effect and it's easy to do. So here we go. Now the only thing you have to do is take the vacation layer and drag it underneath the tropical beach layer. Then press Alt on the keyboard and go between the two layers and click it with the mouse. Now, just like that, you have the background inside the font. So something else you can do is you can also duplicate this tropical layer by pressing Alt and then dragging and clicking it down. And now you have vacation in between the two fonts. So let's click on the vacation layer and we're going to add a drop shadow effect. So see, now it stands out. It's a pretty cool effect that you guys can use on your projects. So over here you can play around with the different functions and the shadows just to get it perfect how you want it. The layer style has a lot of different options you can use to enhance. So you can also come in here and you can play around with different effects to enhance some of your designs. Okay, and finally tip number 6. I'm going to show you a quick way to add color to this image by using the paint bucket tool and the magic wand tool. So first we just place this image into the section, and we need the rasterizer first so you can edit it. So you go to the layer, Mario outline, then you right click, rasterize layer. Now you should be able to edit it and make changes to this. So now we're going to find the magic wand tool right there, and we can select any area that we want to change the color to. So let's try to change the color here. We're going to press G on the keyboard, which is the paint bucket tool. And let's see, we're going to select the color red, and you can simply just drop the new color in there. So let's go over here, press W on the keyboard for the magic wand to come up. You can click right there. Then press G and add that same color in there as well. So you can go around this whole image by keep pressing W, click the image, click in the area you want to change, then press G on the keyboard to get the paint bucket to come up, and then you can select your color. So sometimes you got to make sure you're on the right tool. It was on the gradient tool, so now you got to move it back to the paint bucket tool. And just click in there. Okay, so that's it.